We are live again. Welcome back to part 2 of the 2024-25 draft rundown. Apologies for doing this in 2 parts. Apparently I went for 34 rambling minutes to do 5 teams. So the analysis was there, but clearly the rambling was also there. Must have taken a leaf out of the Champs book. Hearing him on Talksport that time with the drunken Kieran Tierney rant we all heard. Don't know if that was before a couple of years' time. But anyway, I digress as I did before. But thank you for joining back. The jumper is still on. I have moved rooms this time into the COD room. So Beavers and Gonzo will be very familiar with this setup. A few wins from here, a few sniper headshots taking place. I'm trying to avoid this light for you. That's a lot better, isn't it? What on me? And as you can tell, I've very smartly moved my face to the left side of the screen, as we've done with arguably the top 50 picks of the draft. And this is when, if my memory does serve me right, the real shit picks mainly come out. So what I'll do is I'll run us through the 5 teams, obviously, as I did before. I don't want to leave anybody out, and it would be unfair to leave anyone out. Analyze the drafts that I've done, and then I'll give you a definitive ranking 1 to 10 at the end, and we'll see how accurate they are come the end of the season. Obviously, my predictions for the metas and the bowl were absolutely perfect in February. Just saw it on the YouTube channel. February called Kamish and Beavers to be the metas, bowl, and Gonzo and Raider. No, I lied. I think I called Rich and Raider to be to the final. So I was very fucking close, and it proves I've been doing this for 10 fucking years, lads. I got enough knowledge to go around. Anyway, so we finished it off with the others draft, who I do believe, pretty good. Not as good as it could have been, but I like a lot of the picks. So here we go. Probably the least pressure of all. Well, I don't know. Tough to say actually, with the least pressure on them in the draft. But the Raiders are, he's 2-time champ, back-to-back champ, I believe. Cursed year twice. You do not want to win this thing twice, because it will either send you insane, turn you into a wet wipe, or cause you to boot people on Croydon transportation. So it's a big season for the Raider, and a big season for the champ. Can he three-peat? Can he really turn this league into his own? It would be a nice way to do it after 10 years. But yeah, we'll start at the top. Phil Foden, he's the guy I talked about. He's the guy that I was in Gonzo's ear about saying I was going to take. There was a small part of me that maybe thought about taking him, but again, he's probably going to miss at least one game. He's not going to play the first game. He may play the second. I don't know, but who fucking knows what Pep's going to do? Alvarez leaving is a big plus for him, because maybe that will give him more time. And actually, I'm not worried about his game time. He can play all across that front four, that front three, and last year showed us what a real fucking talent he is. So yeah, would have been my pick from his position for sure. Nothing wrong with that in my eyes. Next one, a bit controversial, arguably, but maybe has worked out hugely in his favour. So Big Dom, obviously, pick of the draft last year for myself. I got him down in round 11. He was the third highest goal scorer in the Prem. Absolute machine. I do rate him as a player. I think he's really fucking good, strong. I think he's a better option than some of the other England strikers that may or may not have gone to the Euros. But yeah, bright future out of this boy. 26 years old, 65 mil. Modern market. It's not a bad price if you ask me. So we'll see how he gets on at Spurs. He could be phenomenal, honestly, if they provide him the service and he carries on and stays injury free. So, fucking second round, middle of the second round, it could look like an absolute fucking steal if he's a third of what Harry Kane was at Spurs. So yeah, I don't mind it. Bold to take him where he did, but could pay dividend. Next one, Tony. I didn't want to touch this bloke. If now Big Dom's gone to Spurs, I can't see him going anywhere. But I don't know how good Brentford are. I don't know how good Ivan Toney is. When he came back last year, he definitely wasn't the same player. Obviously, he'd been out for so long. He scored a couple of fluky goals. That fucking diabolical free kick against Forest where he basically cheated. A couple of pens, and apart from that, he really didn't do much. So it was always Mbeumo for me in this round. Just does a lot more, even if he's not scoring. I feel like he's getting more points. So interesting. And if Tony does go, where the fuck's he gonna go? He's not going to Spurs anymore. So I don't know who's gonna pay the same price tag. If you ask me, who would I rather have for 65 mil? I'd give me Dominic Solanke, please. So don't know if he goes abroad, he's done, isn't he? So yeah, not for me, but I can definitely see the merit in taking him where he did, and if he's if he's half as good as he was the year before last, it's Raiders fucking laughing. 2 top strikers and Phil Foden, so we'll see. Same with Garnacho, not for me. Too much question marks. Do enjoy him though as a bloke. Seems to have a bit of a like a rod up his arse, bit of arrogance. I like that. Does have a bit of a lesbian looking tendency. But I don't mind him as a bloke. Seems like he's got a bit of an edge to him, and I respect that. But plays for a bad team. Obviously, there's a lot of competition out of those wings. Sancho, Diallo, Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony, fucking Mason Mount if you want to throw him in the mix. But yeah, too much for me. Depends how good he's going to be. I don't know. If he's as good as he was last season, he's probably nailed, isn't he? So yeah, give him risky but high upside as usual. Takes into Guardiola. Don't know. Obviously, Lender last season basically won Jurge about 4 or 5 games just with stupid fucking goal scoring numbers. So I don't know. Is Pep even going to play him? Is Pep going to play him at centre back? Is Pep going to play him at left back? Is Pep going to play him centre mid? No one fucking knows. But he's definitely a high quality footballer, and he definitely plays for Man City. So he's got 2 things going in his favour. I think that is pretty high for any defender. There's obviously been some worse defender picks. Beaver's coming up soon. So not for me, not my taste. A little rich for me, but I can see see why he's done it. Takes us into Neto. Obviously incredibly injury prone. Shown last year that when he's fit, is a points machine, is a goal machine, is an assist machine. Very talented footballer, but has just gone to Chelsea where they have now 52 players that play in the same position. So if he gets on a roll and he's really good and he hits the ground running, he may just nail a spot in the team every week. But is that going to happen? Is he going to fucking survive without injuries? I see with that Chelsea medical staff, no fucking chance. So I actually think him moving to Chelsea has hurt his upside a lot. They just got too many options. He's too injury prone. And I think he might be a cunt. So yeah, again, not for me, too risky, but yeah, I can see it. Upside pick, he might pay it off after 3 games. He's that fucking good. Next pick, not even going to talk about it. You've taken an Arsenal centre-half in the 7th round. Terrible. Doesn't have, I don't know, has he scored yet? Has he ever scored a goal? So he doesn't score any goals. Doesn't really do much. Overrated. Everyone thinks he's the best defender in the world. Look fucking shite for France. Not interested. Thinks it's just an absolute garbage pick. Dallo, I like him. He was my pick if it came back to me, and instead I had to take Tarkowski, which I'm not too upset about, I must admit. But yeah, I like the idea of this guy. Again, got an edge, does a lot of stuff, shoots all the fucking time, crossing, overlapping, tackling. United are just shit defensively, but yeah, no, I like the idea of this guy. He's a bit of a fucking lunatic, so yes, please. Joe Linton, I like him again. A bit of a Togger Ghostman. Turned him into a centre mid, but yeah, does enough. Does enough for me. 9th round, we don't really give a shit down here anyway. So yeah, I don't mind that actually. Again, it's just about staying fit for this man, and he's a big lad as well. Bit of a cunt, so I respect him. Yeah, don't mind it. Iwobi, similar to before, isn't it? How much game time is he going to get? They got a lot of similar players in that position, but he's a good footballer, and I think he performed pretty well last year, and actually pretty consistently. So, yep. I like the idea of him, and I like the idea of Anthony Robinson booming over the overlap next to him. So yes, don't mind it. Just got to make sure he plays. Mudryk, question mark now. Where the hell's he going to play? Can't see him getting to the team. Simple as that. Predict week 5 and he'll be in the bin. Harvey Barnes, don't know. Had him a bit last year. Looks fucking brilliant in patches. Eddie Howe just doesn't want to play him. I don't know if that's because he's worried about his injury and maybe he's nursing him back, but again, they got a lot of players, haven't they, that can play that position. I actually like Harvey Barnes, the bloke and a footballer, but he's with Anthony Gordon out there, he's going to really struggle to get him off of that position, isn't he? So we'll see. Barco, yeah, I like the idea. He was one that I think he was taken before I had to get that bloody Pinnock, which I don't like Pinnock. But yeah, so Barco, I like the idea of him. Fucking weird looking fella. Like Argentine with like bright red hair, pale skin, weird little gay loop earrings. But yeah, it looks like a bit of an exciting one, doesn't he? Dan Burn, don't know. Will he play? Are Newcastle any good defensively anymore? Will he play centre back? Will he play left back? Maybe. Might not play at all. Is he still the captain though? I don't know. I don't fucking know what's going on in that team. Eddie Howe might be in for a rude awakening if you ask me. So best of luck to you. Week 7 been, I think. Chris Wood, legend, great pick, great striker in the league. Maybe not true, but yeah, he scores fucking goals, and Forest got some reasonable opening fixtures. Definitely pick worse down in 15. And we got ourselves another goalie, which I'm refusing to comment on, especially a goalie who concedes lots of goals. So, yeah, Raiders got a lot of questionable in there. A lot of questionable wingers. Garnacho, Guardiola, Neto, Iwobi, Mudryk, Harvey Barnes. That's 6 out of your top 10 who they're not nailed on, are they? So we'll have to see. It's a brave strategy and probably not one of his better drafts, I must admit. So, yeah, probably maybe a 6.5 out of 10 from me. And here we go. Brings us into the egg, I believe. Quite heavily mocked when this was all going on for some bad picks, and he's certainly got the worst pick of the draft so far. So, yeah, Dad Fogg, congratulations, Commish. 10 years in charge, which is very impressive, and ruled with good dignity. And I'd say an iron fist, but that's not true at all, has he? Maybe more of a puppet, drain a ghost puppet. Losing his ways a bit as Dad life approached, and yeah, he's letting people like Gonzo, which I think have kind of rotted that board in from the inside. But nice to see some changes. I like that. Like some, good to keep things fresh in the league, and I do respect that. Kamishi's a great merch as well. Must admit, baby merch, with much respect. So here we are, 7th round. He's not used to being down here. He's usually first pick, so. I'm just going to predict before I even read his team out, he's going to have a bad year. So, yeah, he's an early favourite for Mets for me. So, Watkins, yeah, not much to say, really. I would have taken Son or Isaac, personally. But, I mean, you can't argue with a man who scored a shit ton of goals. And, he's nailed. He takes all the shit. I was thinking about this. I don't know who's going to take the Villa penalties now. Dougie Luiz is gone. He was a toggle lad as well, wasn't he? So... maybe Watkins on pens could even be, even more bonus goals. So, yeah, certainly not a bad pick. And we just got to hope he's not as good as he was last year, I suppose. Trent, don't mind it. I mean, what? You're getting Trent in the second round. He's not gone in the... he's been first rounder for the last 3 or 4 years. So, obviously had his injuries last year. Yes, he was my first pick. Yes, he was injured. Yes, he had his worst year ever when he played for me. So, that was fun. But when he did play, we know what quality possesses, set piece magician, very attacking, and he's got a lot of swag. Actually, I've seen some good pictures of him out and about in Miami, and he looks like his swag level may have even increased. So we'll see. Might be last year, a Liverpool shirt increase that swag. Maybe Jude can convince him to migrate to Madrid. I don't know, but yeah, I don't mind out at all second round. So. Yeah, so here's where Kamish goes downhill quite rapidly as well. He's gone for Matoma. Strange, considering he drafted him last year. Pretty similar position, if I remember, and he was terrible, obviously. Injuries killed his season a little bit, so I don't see that changing. He's clearly an injury-prone bloke in a team that got a new manager and is similar to Chelsea. They've got 18 players that play that position, so... don't really understand it. I think it's a bit risky. Could be good, if he stays fit. And again, I rate him as a player. He's fucking exciting to watch. But yeah, fit dependent. Don't know if he's gonna. He's got to play well as well if he's gonna keep his place in that team, because they got a lot of players that can play there. So we'll see. Not my cup of tea, that one. Declan Rice, I don't know. I mean, Gooners are obviously good. He takes a lot of the set pieces. He's an integral part of that team, so minutes are locked in. But can he do what he did last year? I don't know. Maybe he can. Maybe it's just a 4th round pick for a solid 8-9 pointer, guys. I mean, I've taken McNeil. He's pretty much the same bloke, so I can't really mock it too much, can I? So yeah, it's just not very sexy, is it, taking a DM round 4? But he needed some stability because he's taken Matoma around before, and then getting into his next pick, he's taken a bloke who has been transferred, despite being heavily transfer linked. Despite, even if he stayed, wasn't going to play anyway. The only reason he did so well last year is because De Bruyne got injured. Another Raider fluke in that sense of adding to that last year. So yeah, awful pick, just stupidity. Could have taken so many more players. And that's why he's an early Metas candidate. You know, dad brain's gonna affect those sort of things. Again, he's now taking McAllister, who is a glorified DM. I said this last year, was completely right. He's a good footballer. He's not a Togger man, not in this team. So yeah, that's two DMs, a guy who's not playing anymore, and then Mitoma, who may also be a waste of time. So it's not great from his first 6, is it? And it gets even worse. He's now taking an Arsenal centre back. So I don't know, man. This he scores goals, but like he doesn't do anything else. Gunas can see 1 goal. He's got no points for the game. So you don't take centre backs this high. It's just I'm just crazy. Those two guys have gone where they've gone. They've got to be as good as they were last year defensively, just to maintain any sort of value there. So again, not for me, especially with those picks before. It's just, it's just a centre back. You've essentially wasted a pick. Wharton's another DM. Yeah, Palace are good, and yeah, this bloke looks fucking great, but don't know he's going to do much. He's just a DM. Trossard, Roto, how much is he going to play? Obviously, like, when he does play, he's great, and if you can predict that and you can sort that out, yeah, fair enough, but you're going to put him in some weeks and he's going to get 0 points. Not what you want when you've got the fucking 6 other picks like that before you, so yeah. He's taking a Southampton striker 10. I actually like the look of Adam Armstrong. Again, his stats from the Championship were fucking phenomenal. Still got PTSD about that stupid trade from Fozzie Drainergate, so I wasn't going to make it into my team anyway, just from a principle standpoint. But yeah, way too high. Still many decent players left on that draft board, and he would have been fine then, a little bit further down. But yikes, this goes from bad to worse, doesn't it? Carl, fucking dreadful pick, was injured when he took him. Who fucking knows? There's transfer rumours. He's a fucking crybaby. He had mental health last year. He scored a couple of goals at the end, but I don't know if that was just Ange trying to keep him happy. They've just signed Solanke, so yeah, fuck me. Like, just gets worse, doesn't it? So yeah, I think actually he's put him in the bin, which was smart, and he picked up Craiencio, which another Roto guy. I like the idea of him. Fantastic footballer. How much is he going to play? He's certainly not fucking usurping Kudus, is he? Probably not Bowen either, so he's fighting for what? 2 spots, 1 spot maybe, with 6 other players who have got Premier League experience. So yeah, I get it. I would have taken him, especially where he was in the waiver. So yeah, Wan's let himself down not taking him, as has Mike. But it's just another risky pick. Diallo, same fucking scenario. What are we doing here? Like, there's 18 players that play in that position. You're never gonna know. Goalie too high, highest goalie on the board. Yeah, so still some good players about. He's taking a keeper. Just shows he was really fucking struggling at this stage in the draft. Mikalenko, there we go. Finally a good pick. Yeah, decent. Very good defensive stats. Plays all the time. Nips forward now and again. Like it. Good pick. 14th round. Probably should have gone higher, honestly. Would have taken him over Diallo and Richarlison. So yeah. And Akanji, I don't mind actually. He seems to play secretly quite a lot. Can play anywhere in the back, and then sometimes slots into that little weird midfield role. So yeah, I don't mind it. Man City defenders, bit of a trap, as everyone knows. Well, everyone should know. Kempley didn't know as he took John Stones pick 2 or whatever, and then kept him for the year. So there are still some idiots among us, and round 15 for Akanji, don't mind it at all. And Fernandez don't mind it. Racist, clearly a cunt. Like, definitely a cunt. Shouting at, who was it when he shouted at someone? Was it Mount or something in that United game? £100 million, fucking hell. Well, Rice has made you look stupid there. Hudson Odoi signed for, what, 6 million? He's made you look like a fucking coward. So yeah, I don't mind him though. He's a busy boy. He does a lot of stuff. Maybe he'll be on the Pens. Who fucking knows? Maresca probably likes him because he looks like a racist cunt and all. So yeah, I don't mind it. Round 16, probably, again, one of his best picks. But yeah, no, a lot of question marks in this draft. This is probably the worst draft so far. So it's a 4 out of 10 from me. Maybe 3.5. 4 is a bit generous. So yeah, Kamish, in for a long, hard season, if you ask me. Yeah, just, you know, you can fact check me here. That's a Metas Bowl contender right there. Right, here we go. One. Shows the Iron Beaks. One of the strangest rebrands we've ever seen in LBB history. Plague Mask brought to the bowl. Gimp Mask, Plague Mask, tough to tell. Like to know what website you got that from. Not sure that was a PG website, I must admit, and I don't know what goes on in a double-barreled surname house, but if it's including the Iron Beak Mask, I'm a little worried. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, Juan's probably looking forward to this because every time I seem to tell him he drafts badly, he does well. So we'll dive into this and we'll see how he gets on. Son, yeah, he was probably my pick from. Yeah, I like it. Quality, does everything, doesn't he? He's a Heung-min Son, been around for years, good bloke, best Asian player in the league. Reasonable celebration as well. So that one. Yeah, like it. Hold on. Anthony Gordon, like that a lot. Really fucking good, isn't he? He's a good bloke, Gordon. Yeah, bit of a morph of me and Claire Bolton, I suppose. So yeah, like Gordon, good pick. Gonna play a lot. Very attacking. Newcastle attacking team. Good job so far. Rodri, don't mind it either, to be honest. You know, we just got to get over this DM thing. There's 2 DMs you can draft, Rodri and Rice, and I don't mind them going where they are. So, yeah, so far so good from Juan. Paqueta, now we're regressing. No, bad pick, I assume. I don't know. Where's he going to play, number 1? Number 2, is he going to play ever again this year? Because he's got a heavy ban looming over his head, which I assume will be enforced, considering it's pretty much proven he's done it. So, yeah, assume he'll be banned soon. And again, I don't know where he's going to play. If he's going to have to play deeper because of all these players have signed, or maybe he does play. And then all the other shit's roto, and that Somerville was a waste of everyone's pick, and maybe I don't know, but not for me. Too high for what could be just a DM, a worse DM than Ward-Prowse, may I add. So yeah, not sure about that one. Bit brave, bit bold. Mateta, this is a mad one. I don't know. Maybe he's fucking great. He scored a shit ton of goals for France in the Olympics. Obviously, loads of goals in the last season. Palace were good. But they have just lost Elise, one of their prime creators and prime players, and their relationship was pretty special. So we'll see. I don't know about that one. It could prove to be 10 rounds too high. Could prove to be right where he's supposed to go. So unknown. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there, Juan. Luke Shaw, just injury prone. Apparently he's not going to make the fucking start of the season. United are shit now. When he was good 3 years ago and United were a bit more solid, that was a pick. Not anymore. Just unreliable, fat, slow, not interested. Good for England, though. Calvert-Lewin, is he going to play? I don't know. There were like 6 bad strikers. He looked crap last year. Everton don't score any goals, ever. But if he does score goals, I assume it will be through Dwight McNeil's crossing, so that will benefit me directly. But yeah, I don't think so. Not for me. Calvert-Lewin, bit of a waste of time. Not sure if he's even any good. This pick I like, Van Dijk in the 8th round. Like, what are we all doing? What are you all waiting for? We've got fucking idiots like Raider and Egg taking Saliba and Gabriel over him. So yeah, great pick considering the fucking spastics that went before him. Good value, don't mind it at all. Odoi, legend, very attacking. Obviously, great season last year. He is good. He's a bit inconsistent and he goes missing for games. But he's a bit of a shotman. Takes fucking shots all the time. Very attacking. Don't know how much he'll play. Probably a lot. I mean, he's nailed in. But might be some rotation in there. So we'll see. I don't mind that at all. Though. And Seesaw got no time for this bloke. Don't see the hype. Don't get it. Obviously, he had a bad injury that time, but the man just takes fucking 40-yard bullets, and they went in for a couple of times in one season. Everyone thought he was great. Rotation risk, huge. Not even that good. Don't know if the new manager likes him. Bin by week 5, my prediction. Shaw, that is an old Newcastle centre-half. Not interested. James Garner doesn't even play. Maybe he does. When he does, he's basically a glorified DM. Started the season off well, and then Dwight came back and took over those set pieces. See you later, James Gardner. Wan-Bissaka, good if he goes to the Hammers, but again, they're pretty defensively pretty shit. This bloke's a madman. Not interested. Here we go, the fucking ghost of the draft. Yeah, great pick. We were all looking for him, weren't we? Obviously, like a pretty close Elise replacement. So yeah, Palace look fucking great. Very attacking as well, which is nice. Like the idea of this guy a lot. Bit of a dribble king, bundle king. Lots of shots, lots of attacking promise. Yeah, great pick. Adebayo, not interested in Chelsea defenders. Probably not going to play. Waste of time. David Raya. You know what? I will give you a shout. That was my goalkeeper choice, of course. You can just stick him in and hope the Gooners don't concede. They were pretty solid last year, so yeah, don't mind it at all. What we got? 3 good picks to start, and then it just falls off, doesn't it? But then yeah, better than the Eggs draft. Potentially better than Gonzo's draft. That's where I'm at with the one, you know. So a little higher than I normally am, maybe on him. I like his first 3 for sure. So yeah, not too bad at all there. One, I'll give you a 7, maybe 6.8. How about that? Decent enough. Here we go. Here we fucking go. The wet lettuce. Yeah, a lot to say about this, isn't there? This is probably the one we're all waiting for. Probably the most pressure on a draft there's been for a long, long time. Obviously, incredibly poor last season. The worst season we've ever seen from someone. The worst draft, worst decisions. Everything was awful. Ended the season disgraced as a manager and a bloke. Not paying his bets. Cowarding out bets that he made because it might hurt his feelings. It's a tough scene at the minute, but we're over that. He's embraced his new team name, which I respect, and he's picked a Togger team. Let's see what Togger team it is. Odegaard, don't mind it. Would have had Isak myself, but you've got a Arsenal midfielder who's very creative and going to play every game. Kevin De Bruyne, a fantastic pick. Should have gone earlier, in my opinion. I like it, Bavers. Martinelli, risky. Obviously lost his place at the end of last year. We know the talent. We also know he's a bit of a coward as well. But you know, if he plays every week and he starts off hot, that's a gooner. You got 2 very, very high quality gooners up there. So yeah, could be good, could be not. We don't know. 3rd round is never the worst, is it? So don't mind it. Rashford, I fucking don't know. I wasn't touching him, so I'm glad Beavers did. At least it wasn't the 5th overall pick this time, so 42nd. Doesn't really matter if he's crap. But again, too much competition for my liking. Obviously, he's got a massive point to prove in how shit he was last year. Missed out on the Euros. We know he can do it. Can he do it under Ten Hag? Not sure myself. Ben White, way too high. Fluke season. Last year, lots of assists, lots of clean sheets. Will even play right back. I mean, I assume he has to, but got a lot of competition out there now. Champions League, that sort of stuff. Will he get rotated? Don't like him as a bloke, obviously. I think he's incredibly overrated, but he was the highest scoring defender last year, so you can't argue too much with the stats. Obviously, Beavers struggles outside of the top 6 to figure out who these players are, so it was probably an easy pick for him. Munoz, yeah, very highly touted, very, very attacking. Looks a handful. Palace look fucking good, so don't mind it at all. Here's the one, Reece James. I'm glad Beavers took him because I may have had to have a look in the 7th round. I mean, if he stays fit, he's going to be fucking great. And if he manages to play every game, he's got a top 5 defender, arguably, in the 7th round. So, yeah, high risk, high reward, you may say. Grealish, same scenario. I mean, in the 8th round, I like it. Take a fucking punt. He may just play over Doku. He might be great again, like he was the year before. So, with Alvarez going as well, it opens up a slot, kind of. So, we'll see what happens with Grealishy boy. But, yeah. Considering Rico Lewis is the player that went before him, I don't think anyone could say a bad word about that. He's gone for Savio, so he's got what? We got a lot of rotation. Savio, Grealish, James, Rashford, Martinelli. It's a lot of players who are either going to score loads of points or 0. So we might be back to the old days of Beavers 100 points or 12 points. A little bit like our boy Richie was last year. So we'll see. Riding the wave, he's gone for Gusto as well. I don't know what's he going to do. Is he going to just play Reece and Gusto every week? Like, what do you do here? Another Roto. Mark Gay's a centre-half, not interested. Decore, not interested. Fluked a few early goals in the end start of last season. Did nothing for the rest of the 25 games, so don't give a fuck. Jensen, don't mind it. Underlying, classic Whitman. Bit of a togger man. Obviously getting older. Brentford also a bit shit these days, so we'll have to see, but we're in the 13th round. Don't mind it. Werner, I believe he's in the bin for that full Krieg. which I like. Good pick. I think I'd have gone for him over. Well, I don't know, but yeah, I don't mind it. Pick him up. Mikey should have probably taken one of those, unless he's waiting for something that we don't know about. Some Scottish superstar from Kilmarnock, maybe. So yeah, Werner was a bad pick. His other one, good pick. So yeah, we'll see. I have to see. Edison, goalkeeper, fine. Carvalho, yeah, 16th round. Who gives a fuck? Maybe it's him instead of Harvey Elliott. That's the breakout Liverpool youngster. We'll have to find out. So yeah, Beaver's got a lot of roto in here. I think this is a bit of a hit or miss, but I do not mind this draft at all. Actually, I think he's recovered well. How much is Kevin going to play? Like, is his game time going to be managed a little bit more? So I think we're going to be looking at 150 points or 50 points for Beavers a lot of weeks. So he's just got to hope the 150s are more than the 50s. I will give him a 6 out of 10 draft. Definitely not the worst and definitely not the best. Right, here we go. Morons, final one. We're fucking approaching 31 minutes again. Jesus. Comprehensive breakdown. That's what you're all here for, though, isn't it? So, Izek, great pick. He was mine. Eze, great pick. Would have had him. Porro, too high. Don't care for him, but attacking defender. Definitely worst picks out there. And Kunku, great. Jota, like it. Think he might play a lot. Also very fucking good. So, those first 5 picks are, I would argue, better than anybody's, including my own first 5. So, yeah, great fucking start from the Mikey. I like that 5 a lot. Bernardo Silva, if he continues to play, we know what he's capable of. So 6th round looks like value. Mikey McGinn, in and out any of that toggle monster. So yeah, this first 7 are pretty fucking solid, and this is where he loses his mind a little, unfortunately. Rico Lewis, 8th round, is just outrageous. Like, I just don't understand it, but maybe Mikey knows. Maybe he will just get into the team. He's got a knack for these weird little things. So yeah, let's just say I prefer this pick to the next one. Oscar Bob, that is a under 21 player. What are we doing? It's Cole Palmer from 6 years ago, so not sure. Don't understand. Madweke, honestly, I thought it was actually quite a good pick before Neto signed, but then that's just another now another player fighting for that place. But if we like preseason, I personally don't give a shit, but he looks fucking great, and he was great in the end of last year's. And so round 10, yeah, don't mind it. Van de Ven, Spurs centre half, not interested. Tonali, maybe he's back. He's quite fucking good. Looked great when he played. So yeah, you gotta have some tune, and he's a fucking tune Mikey. So yeah, I don't mind it. Murillo, best centre half in the world, so obviously a fantastic pick. Alanga, been great in preseason again. We know what he's like, hit and miss, bit of an Odoi, isn't he? So presume he'll start the season, but we've actually signed a lot of wingers. That fake Grealish we've got, and someone else as well we've signed, supposed to be quite good. So yeah, we'll see. This Omar Hutchinson, heard a lot about him. I don't know fucking nothing about the kid, and to be honest, Ipswich got to be fucking shy, haven't they? But I don't know. Maybe he's the Buendia from Norwich, so we'll see. And then Pickford, that's a solid keeper. So honestly, Mikey's draft, he's outside of like maybe 4 bad picks. The rest of it's fucking great. Like, the man drafts well. Those first 5 picks, for me, I'm gonna say I think that's the best first 5 on the board. Mikey's wild one, but I believe that's true. So yeah, what looked like a terrible draft, actually, in hindsight, you take a real deep look at this, it couldn't be bad. There's a lot of shit that he needs to sieve out, which is not Mikey's best trait. He's already missed the fucking waiver, which is the whole reason for moving to 10. So it's not a great start, but I think that front 5 might be able to carry him for a few games at least. So yeah, good draft, 7.5 out of 10 if you ask me. So here we go. Let's run this down. So let's go best to worst. So I think I've had the best draft, and I don't think it's really debatable, to be honest. I'm then going to go with Mikey. I'm going to say myself, Mikey. I'm then going to go with Raider, Juan, Wet Lettuce, Metas, Udders, Rippers, Gonzo, and the Commish. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 to 10, that is your order. This comes out on the eve of the Community Shield, which marks a week out to the Prem. So very exciting time to be alive. Let's see if there's any more business to be done. Let's see if we can get a what's the word I'm looking for? Pre-season trade. That would be exciting, wouldn't it? But yeah, best of luck. Sorry, it's a long one. Very comprehensive rundown. It definitely wasn't this long last year, but yeah, enjoy yourselves, gentlemen. I've enjoyed doing this. Looks like one of my better drafts in years. So yeah, hopes are high in Camp Mao. Early prediction for Meadows, Kamish. Early prediction for Champ. Beavers. Good luck, everyone.